Hello, Irish fans, and welcome back into another episode of the Golden Domers Report. I'm Landen and Traylor, along with Dylan Kerns. Wow, we don't have any guests today. Wow, that's actually a first in a while. Well, we had JR on a couple weeks. We had JR on 2 straight weeks. Logan on last week with Hunter. Wow.
Yeah, it's excited to be back. I mean, just the two of us now, just spitballing our thoughts on Purdue. And not the football team, but, the game against Purdue, because we don't have thoughts on Purdue's football team. Look, it's glad that we're back together now. I love having guests on and stuff, but, it feels back to the earlier days when we did this show.
Oh, absolutely. The phone calls that we recorded off my iPad. Wow. We started, yikes, that was, wow. You could literally hear me. Everything, literally, when we would do the phone call, you could hear me moving my pen around. You could hear me moving my water. Everything. It was terrible. We've come a long way on this show. I just want to point that out, that we've come a really long way. I'm proud of how we've expanded. All right, so this is a different episode. We are not going to have any graphics or anything like that. Really, no need to. I don't feel there's any need to. So, Dylan doesn't feel there's any need to, and Anthony doesn't feel there's any need to. So. Nobody feels there's need to. Let's get right to it, Dylan. Purdue. Notre Dame defeats Purdue 27-13, yet we remain 12th in the AP poll. Ohio State struggles against a Tulsa team. They stay the same. We struggle against a Toledo team. We get moved down 4 spots. I guess I'm just really confused on the rankings, but the AP poll is absolutely irrelevant. Words cannot even describe how much I despise of the AP poll. No, it's no credit. It's no insult to the people who work for the AP. It's irrelevant.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter until we get into November anyway, when you really get to see how these teams shape up, when the actual real things start coming out. But I mean, as the season goes on, I mean, those rankings do say something, right? Oh, they beat a number ranked such and such, and that helps their strength of schedule here. So they do mean something, but right now I feel, it really doesn't matter until about November.
I agree. And when November hits, that's when the college football playoff rankings come out. So, did you know that they still do a bowl BCS rankings? Like they still actually do those? Like
Did not know that.
It's funny. It's really funny because everybody's posting them, or everybody will start posting them when they come out and be like, well, meanwhile, in the BCS poll, nobody paid attention, gets no national recognition. It's pretty funny. Dylan, so anyway, on topic. So Notre Dame defeats Purdue 27-13 in a game that I really feel that we found ourselves. I think this is truly the game that we found ourselves. Look, I was happy. I think defensively, we found ourselves, is what I mean by finding ourselves. That was by far the best defensive performance we've had this year. Not just from a point standpoint. I know we obviously giving up 13 points. I'm not talking about points. I'm talking about tackles we made, types of plays we made defensively. I was in the end zone, right? On the last 2 interceptions. I was on the field in the end zone. It was amazing, just the hands that Kyle Hamilton has. Like, just seeing that, was the first time I've ever seen that up close. Like, he went out right there and got it off. The guy's back, and he's definitely going places. And then, who intercepted that last? So I can't remember his name.
It was that cornerback, DJ Brown.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I knew it was one of the most basic names, DJ Brown. But I was there to see that. And look, 27-13 points. I would have liked to shut Purdue out. Obviously, I called for a shutout. But look, you look at total yardage, they had more than us. You look at total rushing yards, they had more than us. And you look at, passing yards, they had more than us. So from an offensive standpoint, I'm worried. From a defensive standpoint, I think Notre Dame defense is back. I think Coach Freeman has his boys. I think he has them like, this is it. Like, look, this is the system I want to run. The first 2 weeks, we were kind of like, oh boy, is this going to work out? Give them time. Obviously, it's all starting to come together from a defensive standpoint, Dylan.
Yeah, there were 3 sacks in that ball game defensively to go along with the 2 picks. Kyle Hamilton, an absolute freak. You touched on that. I mean, his ball hawking skills are something we haven't seen since Ryan Dawkins was in the league. I mean, a lot of great ball hawking skills there just to go out and make plays at the safety position. But you're right on it. This defense, there were some plays early on in the game where they did miss some tackles. I think we can agree on that front. But then they started to shore up more defensively as it went on. There were a couple of fourth down stops that looked pretty solid. I thought the defense looked fantastic. And going back to your point on the offense, you said it felt like you found your identity. It was a little bit more balanced this week. I believe 31 passes to, I think, about 24-ish runs. So, I mean, it was still, it was more balanced this week, which helped out a little bit. The running game still a little bit scares me. I know the big run by Kyron Williams sort of inflated those stats a little bit. But, I mean, they do have the talent there, but the line needs to start creating some space for those big runs.
The offensive line showed great improvement. And before I touch on that, I want to touch one more thing on the defensive side of the ball, because you know me. I love defense. It's my favorite. Defense wins championships. I'm a big fan of the low-scoring matchups. Everybody knows me, knows that. People say it's boring to watch a low-scoring matchup. I love it. Like, I could sit there for hours on end and just watch it. And I will. I have before, and I will again. Anyway, Dylan, I think we need to do a lot better job on third downs. We gave up a lot of first downs on third down. I'm a fan of bringing the heat on third down, but once we start doing it, they're going to catch on. And it resulted in a disaster. I mean, they picked up a lot of first downs on third down. They got one leading to a score. So we got better on the defensive side of the ball, but there is still so much more room for improvement. And I think a little hint towards Saturday, I think these next two games for us it's going to define our season. Purdue and Wisconsin. Purdue obviously was the game for us defensively to take the next step to where Coach Freeman wants us to be.
College game day at Soldier Field. That's going to be a fantastic atmosphere there. People are going to be fired up. So that's going to be good. I think this game against Wisconsin will be obviously our first test of the season. Jack Cohn going up, playing his old team. I think that's nice. And I mean, this is a tough stretch of games we got coming up. It's not too long until we see who's that team with Cincinnati, right? We got Cincinnati coming up at home. Those tickets sold out in like 5 minutes. So, I mean, it's going to be a big game there. So, I mean, there's a lot of big games coming up for this Irish team. So to see that from an offensive standpoint and the way the defense is shored up, I think it's going to look good. We got Wisconsin right there. And finally, I want to touch on one more thing before we get into that is the last one there with Wisconsin. So what happened last week, we all know that all this is coming together, but Wisconsin, they're a pretty solid football team. And I think they're going to put up a pretty solid test.
Absolutely. And look, I can't really get a grasp on this Wisconsin football team. And I know some people have already. They gave up 16 points against Penn State. They have a stellar defense. Wisconsin always seems to have a really, really good defense. Their offense is stagnant, I feel like. It's much like ours. They're still trying to find themselves. They really, 2 games against Penn State. Obviously, you lost 16-10. Was that the final score? Yeah, 16-10. It was a snooze fest. And then you lose, and then you beat Eastern Michigan. Like, okay, Eastern Michigan.
Penn State's a good squad. They put up a great fight against.
I know they are. I agree that Penn State is a good squad. They're my prediction now to win the East. We're going to see. Okay, here's my prediction because all of our preseason predictions are down the drain. Penn State, Iowa, Big Ten championship. Do you agree with that? Can we agree on that?
Ooh. Wow. Penn State does play Ohio State this year, right?
Yeah, and I'm not a big believer in Ohio State.
I'm not either. But if they're both a one-loss team going into that game, I wouldn't sleep on Michigan either. I know that you don't like it. I know you don't like bringing them up, but every time I say it, it makes you cringe. But I think Michigan is a really good football team, and I think this might be the only year where that game against Ohio State might be a little bit competitive.
Look, you said it right. Don't bring up Michigan on this show unless we absolutely have to. Right there was not a moment that we absolutely have to, but now you're going to get me going. I'm not going to cuss. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to hit you. I'm just going to say something that really, I'm going to hit you facts. Look, Michigan is a good football team, yes. But Dylan, who have they played? You play Western Michigan. That's a MAC football team. a higher level MAC football team, but it's still a MAC team. They blew them out of the water. Yes, we struggled against a MAC team who ended up losing to Colorado State. That's inexcusable. Then they play a Washington team who lost to Montana under the lights on their own home field in their first game back with fans. And then they beat a Northern Illinois team who literally has never done anything in football. Rutgers, I'm struggling on this pick. Hint, hint for Saturday. I'm not going to pick Rutgers. I'm seeing the point spread. I'm really digging into the point spread. Rutgers on the point spread. Rutgers might put up a little bit of a fight, but Michigan, they're a hard team to read as well. How are they going to do against a team like Penn State, Ohio State, even Indiana? If Indiana can find, Indiana played a great 3 quarters against Cincinnati, but they ran out of gas.
Yeah, they did. And
hey, let's get back into some Notre Dame football, unless you make your point, and then we can go back.
I was going to make my point back towards that Purdue game. I wanted to say it when I was bringing up the Wisconsin thing. I was sort of losing my words there. But one thing, it was Jack Cohn, and I thought he played a solid enough game, and I thought he made some good throws. But there were some throws in that game where he just missed receivers. I mean, there were deep balls. He just missed it. Braden Lenzy had a huge drop. I mean, that drop was massive. It just sort of deflated everything there. But, I mean, he did make some good passes. There was a lot of inconsistency, though, where he threw it behind receivers out in front. It seemed like he was a little bit inaccurate in that department. But, I mean, that's something he's got to shore up for next Saturday.
He hit a lot, but he also missed a lot. And obviously, we can critique every little thing. I have watched a little bit of film on the game. I just want to scream. I almost want to just pick up my computer and throw it out the window with the throws he missed. He has to call out the blitz. He cannot look at the line and say that's on you. No, with all due respect, I know he's the quarterback. He knows he's experienced. Look, it's football 101. In my personal opinion, when they bring the blitz, there is going to be an open receiver, and there is literally always an open receiver when Purdue brought the blitz on us. You could see it. It's literally Avery Davis most of the time who's wide open. He's got to see that. He has to see that. You're a graduate senior, and you have to see that, especially at this level.
He should be, I mean, you mentioned it, fifth year senior there, so he should probably be on his couch watching football now. His playing career is probably over, but he decided to come over to the Irish. I mean, he's still a great quarterback. I think he's all right, and I think he'll be okay for them this year. Obviously, that's as much as you'll get from him. But, I mean, what we've seen here, we mentioned it with JR about this being a potential get-right game for the Irish. I thought they got right in some areas, but it was also a little bit too close for comfort in what I was looking at.
I can agree. There's still so much more we can improve on. We could sit here for the rest of the night and talk about what we need to get better on, what we did well. Dylan, 2 things. One, I want to introduce to you, should tell you, I came up with a plan right now. Do your week 4 picks after we do the player of the game, because I have them out, and why not just do them off the top of my head? Anyway, offensive player of the game and defensive player of the game. Give me offensive first, then defensive, please.
Offensive player of the game, without question, is Kyron Williams. I thought it was a quiet day for Michael Mayer. He only had 1 catch, 5 targets there. I think it was a great day for Kyron Williams. He had obviously the big run that really broke out the game, and then he also had the touchdown reception. So he did well in that areas. And on the defensive side, I know Kyle Hamilton was all over the place, has 7 tackles, 3 assists, and a pick in that one. But I'm going to go to DJ Brown. I thought it was nice for him to get that interception. I thought he played a great game as well. He actually had 5 assisted tackles and 2 tackles as well. So, I mean, he was involved in everything. So I thought he played a phenomenal game on the defensive end.
I agree with both of those, but my offensive player of the game is Kyron Williams. He's back. I think, just kind of getting the feel of the first 2 games of the year was a struggle for him. But he's back. I think he's going to be dominant like he was last year. One thing I did notice about him this week and through the early season, he's had a lot of opportunities where he could have ran the punt back instead of calling for the fair catch. I know he wants to play it safe, but the one time he had a clear path, I saw it. I was standing right there. And literally nobody was around him. And we ended up going 3 and out after that because he called for the fair catch somewhere around the, I think it was the 15-yard line. So much room to improve for that. But one of the best running backs in the country. There's no doubt about it. Like, you can critique, oh no, he has a better. He's one of the best running backs in the country. My defensive player of the game is Kyle Hamilton. I know it's a little bit embarrassing or basic. Wow, not embarrassing, basic. You don't have Kyle Hamilton, you don't win the game. He made some stellar tackles. He's honestly one of the best defensive players I've seen come out of Notre Dame, and he's something else. Dylan, you coming to the Cincinnati game?
I'm not. I totaled my car. I don't have a car to get up there.
Oh, does that mean you're not going to get to go to the Bengals, Joe Burrow?
That is correct.
Oh, man, sorry to hear that. That's tough.
Yeah.
All right,
it's not the best.
Right. Hey, at least you got, what is that? Was that Thursday night? Oh, I wonder who has that. Like Fox.
NFL Network. Fox switches over in October.
No, okay. Anyway, let's roll through these real quick. Dylan's Week 4 picks. I will not be making my picks until Saturday's live stream with Logan Traylor, my brother, and John Richards, my family friend for years and years and years. We're really close to JR. We love having him on the show. He honestly, he's our third host, if we're being honest.
Yeah, he is.
He's our special guest.
Game day analyst. How about that?
I like that. John Richards, game day analyst. Fire everyone. Get the chili dogs. All right, Dylan, first things first. Friday, we got Friday night football. After Friday night lights for high school football, you get to come home and you get to watch UNLV at 22nd ranked Fresno State.
Yeah, you know what I'm doing here, right? I would like to boast for 1 second and say I told you so when it came to Fresno State beating UCLA, but that's neither here nor there. Fresno State rolls UNLV.
Yeah, I like to make it. You know what? I got to eat crow. I'll do it. Dylan, I'm sorry. I called you out on the show last week for picking Fresno State over USLA, and I'm sorry. Truly, I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart.
I said it with my chest.
Yeah. God. All right, second-ranked Georgia Saturday. Let's get into Saturday games at noon. Second-ranked Georgia at Vanderbilt.
Georgia steamrolls.
Georgia. Yeah, there's no. I just made my pick. I'm sorry. It's a force of habit, but I think we're all going to have a clean sweep for Georgia. Yeah. All right, here we go. Saturday, continuing the noon slate in Villanova at number 6, Penn State. Villanova. Wow, are you kidding me?
Why'd you let me down, Bo Nix? Why'd you let me down? Going Penn State.
Because he's Bo Nix. Did you see that pass in the end zone on the last play?
I did.
That was terrible. All right, 1:00 p.m. Look, I was gonna make a joke on this on the live stream. Because I was gonna pick for you. I was gonna say it's clear that the Chanticleers are gonna win. UMass at 17th ranked Coastal on ESPN Plus.
Coastal Carolina. I'm heading to one of their games this year at Georgia Southern. $7 tickets. Can't beat it. That's in November. So hopefully they continue winning games so I see a higher ranked team.
The beer prices will be higher than the tickets.
Definitely.
Go figure. Wow. That's a fact that I will never get over. 3:30 p.m. Colorado State at number 5 Iowa on Fox Sports 1. Iowa struggled against Kent State a little bit.
Iowa still rolls them. It's Colorado State.
All right, so you're going with Iowa. Shocker. You've been on them. All right, here we go. This is one of the most underrated matchups of the week. This is a loaded week for college football, by the way. 7th ranked Texas A&M at number 16 are Kansas. CBS.
Tamu.
I don't think you've only picked against Texas A&M about once, and that's when they played Alabama last year. What's your deal, man?
I think they're a good football team. I mean, it's Arkansas. How long can they keep this up? I don't think they're. I mean, you look at it, and all around, Texas A&M's a better football team. So I think that's the reason they're going to win.
I'm not sold, but wait till Saturday. 9th ranked Clemson at NC State, 3:30 p.m. on ESPN.
Clemson, but very close.
Ooh.
NC State is nice.
Clemson's offense does not look good at all. They do not look good. I'm just going to flat out say it. They're a bad offense.
The Yellow
All
Jackets
right.
kept up.
Yeah, maybe Georgia Tech has a solid defense. 14th ranked Iowa State at Baylor at 3:30 p.m. on Fox. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself.
Duh, Bears.
Oh, my God.
Give me the Bears.
You got to tell me why. If you're going to make a pick like this, you got to tell me why.
I just feel an upset. It's at home. It's 3:30. Iowa State's already lost a game this year. Granted, it was to Iowa. I seriously think this has upset potential. The line right now is 7.5 Iowa State.
I know. I'm wearing Baylor colors.
Yeah, green Baylor.
Go Pack, go, baby. Rutgers at number 19, Michigan, 3:30 p.m. on ABC. Why is this game on ABC? Why would they make Rutgers at Michigan on ABC? I'm not too happy about this.
Michigan steamrolls them.
All right. Now, this is so hard for me just to sit here and listen to him pick and have me not pick. Like, it is so hard.
Yeah.
I'm struggling. 4:00 p.m. we have Georgia State at number 23, Auburn on the SEC network. Bo Nix.
Yeah, Bo Nix. I have to. I mean, otherwise, I'm not going to say they would have won, but if this game's at Georgia State, I think it would have been a little bit differently. Like, Auburn's returning home now, and they have a home crowd off of a loss. I think they're going to be fired up to play, so I think that's good. If this game was at Georgia State, I think they still would have been dragging a little bit after the long performance they had on the road in Penn State in that environment. I'm not saying Georgia State would have won, but I felt like it would have been a closer game. Auburn will steamroll here.
See, that's just a fact that I hate. I hate that I can't even rebuttal to that because I got to save it for Saturday. 6 p.m., 20. You slide, dog. You're sitting there like, oh, yeah. That's why you're making all these good points.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I can't.
Kool-Aid guy.
So I can't make them. 6 p.m., 24th ranked UCLA taking on Stanford in the barn on the Pac-12 network.
Give me the Cardinal. They're at home, back-to-back losses for UCLA. UCLA.
Okay. 7 p.m. Tennessee at number 11 Florida. So Florida loses and yet they don't move to the poll. See, that's my issue with the AP poll.
But they lost to Alabama by 2.
I get that, but there's other teams who have lost, like, Iowa State. They lost to number 5 Iowa. They dropped all the way down to 14th, haven't been back since. See, that's just my problem with the AP. They're inconsistent. Anyway, pick it.
Yeah, Florida big.
Dan Mullen. Nebraska at number 20, Michigan State. This is a pick that this is a ranking that I'm very happy with, is Michigan State's ranking.
Yeah.
Please don't do it.
I'm telling you, I have been working on this thing for school, which is College Game Day. It's what I've been working on. And it was, the story of it was College Game Day goes to UCF for the first time. Obviously, that was back in 2018. I had to implement sound bites from Reese Davis, Desmond Howard, all that good stuff. And they kept talking about Scott Frost. So, of course, I do my research on Scott Frost. And he put up a great show at UCF, right?
Right.
He's a good enough coach that I think they beat Sparty at 7 o'clock in Lansing. Is that where they play?
East Lansing. East Lansing. Come on, Geography 101 there, Dylan.
I'm no geographist.
Oh, God. As a social studies buff, 25th ranked Kansas State at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, despite being 3-0, knocked out of the top 25 this week.
Oklahoma State.
Really? Just say it with your chest. I
mean, if you think about it, is 25 really a ranking? This is an unranked game. Both teams 3-0. Give me Oklahoma State.
Okay. 7:30 p.m. Southern Mississippi at number 1 Alabama.
Game of the week, baby. Let's go. It's going to be 85-3. No, that's insane. It'll be we'll say 58-7.
I think Bama can actually hang 70. Yet Saban would still find a way to throw his headset down and just grit his teeth.
Yep.
7:30 p.m. on ABC, West Virginia at number 4, Oklahoma. Don't sing that song. Don't you dare sing that song. You're singing it, aren't you? You're gonna sing.
I was thinking of a song that has Oklahoma in it. I'll go with Oklahoma.
You don't have Boomer Sooner? Na 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 na. I hate that freaking song. You're going with Oklahoma. All right. Akron at number 10, Ohio State on the Big Ten Network, 7:30 p.m.
Best thing about Akron? No. They got the Hall of Fame there, right? The Football Hall of Fame. That's Canton. Sorry. Akron, the best thing they have is a minor league baseball team named the Rubber Ducks. So I'm going to be going with Ohio State.
Do they struggle like they did against Tulsa?
Not a chance.
Okay.
Ryan Day gets them ready to go.
21, North Carolina at Georgia Tech on the ACC Network.
Yellow Jackets look good. The Yellow Jackets look good. I'll be honest there, but I do think North Carolina is a better team.
Thank you. Hold on, let me write that down. Sorry, my paper got a little out of hand there. All right, here we go. We're almost done. We're almost finished. 4 more, I think. Maybe I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. Wow. That's close.
Wow.
I was closed. Wow, look at that. 10:15 p.m. South Florida at number 15, BYU.
Take me home, bring them young.
Oh. Honestly, you could steal my line if you want to today, since I'm not picking. Ungrateful. 10:30 p.m. Arizona at number 3, Oregon. It has been over 2 years since Arizona's won a football game.
Sounds like the Jaguars. I'll go with the Ducks.
Jaguars are a disgrace right now.
They have always been a disgrace.
Not always. I actually thought they were going to make a run to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they were good in the 90s. They were good in 2017, but
Urban's not a pro coach. Urban Meyer is not a pro coach. I'm sorry. Non-ranked game of the week at 12 p.m. This was so hard because there were so many good non-ranked matchups. You had Wake Forest, who's undefeated, taking on Virginia, who's 2-1, coming off of a loss. You had so many just great unranked games. I had to go with, just because of the implications that this game could have, and it's the SEC. LSU at Mississippi State on ESPN.
That's a great game.
It is. It truly is.
I'm going to go Hail State.
Okay, debate time. Is Mississippi State the real MSU, or is Michigan State the real MSU?
Michigan State. They have shown that they have done it.
I think that should be a new rivalry. Every year they just play for the real MSU. Winner gets
USC plays the University of South Carolina. We'll play that too.
Exactly. That's what needs to happen. All right, and our not-so game of the week, 1-2 Cal taking on 1-2 Washington on the Pac-12 Network at 9:30 p.m. Talk about a snooze fest.
I said it once, I'll say it again. Dub is.
Yeah. See, I think I know why you're saying that. Does it have any indication on the shirt that I'm wearing?
No, I don't need to see that green Georgia logo.
This is the original. This came before Georgia's logo. I want to thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. So this is the original G.
OG.
All right. You're right. This is the OG.
It is.
I'm hip now. All right. 12 p.m. in Soldier Field. College game day is going to be there. Where are they going to be? Are they going to be in like the stadium, or do you know where they're going to be?
I can tell you that I know the document they receive before they get their things and who they have to contact, because I found that out this week on my assignment, but I don't know where they will be.
I'm good. Anyway, Soldier Field is kind of it's an unusual Shamrock series. Usually the Shamrock series is technically a Notre Dame home game, which means NBC will be there, and it's never started this early before. It's 11 a.m. in Chicago, by the way. That means it's 8 a.m. when college game day starts, obviously over there, Central Time, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. 18th ranked Wisconsin, taking on number 12 Notre Dame. Fox, please tell me we have Gus Johnson, because there's 2 games on Fox.
Oh, that's right. I think it's Gus
There's
Johnson and
2
Joel
games.
Klatt.
I hope so. There's 2 games on Fox tomorrow on Saturday.
I'm going to go with a final score of 28-24 with the Badgers.
You're kidding me, right?
I'm not kidding you. I said we'd lose 3 games this year, right? I said that they would lose to Wisconsin. They beat Cincinnati in overtime. And I think I forgot the other 2. USC, I think we had us dropping.
North Carolina, Stanford.
North Carolina, Stanford. That's who it was.
No, well, that's a good way to leave it off because I can't rebuttal. I can't say anything because we have a live stream coming up on Saturday. Unfortunately, Dylan has a soccer game.
Yeah, something with school.
Soccer game. And Dylan Kerns, thank you. Wow, I'm treating you like a guest because technically
You're welcome.
You are. Anyway, JR will be joining us. Wow, I got to stop this. This is like, Dylan, cut this out, please. All right. JR will be joining me on Saturday along with my brother, Logan Traylor, on 10 a.m. Saturday for the Wisconsin preview. That live stream is on Instagram. Don't forget. We will make Twitter announcements. We'll make Facebook announcements. Our Instagram page has gone MIA, meaning I just forget to update it a lot. So don't forget to catch that. I can't talk today. I'm all over the place. I truly am.
All right.
It's okay. So Dylan, I will see you next Monday, hopefully, to review Wisconsin and the Cincinnati preview, one of the biggest game, if not the biggest game of the year, upcoming in 2 weeks. Until then, Dylan, I'll see you next time. And for you, Irish fans, hopefully, I know it, I'll see you 10 a.m. Saturday morning for Wisconsin preview. Go Irish and love Notre Dame.